Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to a new week. All right, we are on day 4 of our daily devotional. We are going to stay in the New Testament. Today I'm reading out the New Living Translation, or the NLT version, and we're doing Matthew 14 verse 24 through 27. So just to give you a little backstory, is that this is when Jesus tells the disciples to get in the boat so they can go to the other side while he sends the people home and he goes up to the mountain and pray. So verse 24 tells us, meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them walking on water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost." But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I am here." So the first thing that I am going to say is we cannot allow fear to make us miss God. Let me say that one more time. We cannot allow fear to make us miss God. I could leave it right at that. That could be the end of it. But if y'all know me, I got something else to say. Sometimes we get so consumed with what is going on around, just like these disciples. They got consumed by the heavy winds. They got consumed by the waves, that they didn't even realize that Jesus was in the midst with them. Sometimes we get so caught up in our circumstances and we get overwhelmed with what's going on that we don't even see God's hand in the midst of it. We can't get distracted by fear. We can't get distracted by terror. We can't allow fear to grip us so much that we miss God in the mess. We can't allow it to allow us to miss God in the mess. Now here it is, 3 o'clock in the morning. If you know 3 o'clock in the morning, it is super dark. It is, everybody sleeps, so it's like it's non-existent and it's nobody around. You can feel alone. And sometimes in those dark places that we get, in those pits, in those valley experiences, and where we're in those dark places, or when we get into depression, we feel like that we are alone and we don't even realize that God is right there with us. We forget the scriptures. We forget the words that, God says that he'll never leave us nor forsake us. He tells us that he'll never abandon us. In this case, he told them, "Don't be afraid, but I am with you." And the other thing they didn't realize, Jesus told them to get in the boat and to go on the other side. So if God has told you to go somewhere, if God has called you somewhere, if God has given you specific instructions to go somewhere and trouble starts to arise, what makes you think? What makes you think that he's not going to protect you through the trouble? What makes you think that he's not going to rescue you from the affliction? He says, "Many of the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers them out of them all." He was coming to rescue, and they allowed fear to blind them from actually seeing that it was God. They allowed fear to blind them and almost missed him. They didn't even recognize him. So I need for you to understand that anytime that you're in trouble, anytime that you're in a place of a tribulation or you're in trials, God is there with you. He is coming to rescue you out of your affliction. And you have to know that you were never really in trouble, but you were in the midst of a miracle. They were in the midst of a miracle, because even though the first thing is you see Jesus walking on water. You see Jesus walking on, baby, that's a miracle by itself. But then he tells Peter to come. If you keep reading, he tells Peter to come, and Peter starts to walk on water. So even though they're in trouble, no, baby, God is trying to show you a miracle. But if you just wait long enough, if you allow him to do what he needs to do, you'll realize it was never trouble, but baby, it was a miracle that was bound to happen. So either these are your options. These are your options. You can panic like these disciples and allow faith to allow fear to make you almost miss God, or you can walk around in the midst of the fire like the 3 Hebrew boys, knowing that God is with you. That's your 2 options. You can panic like the disciples, or you can walk around in the fire like the 3 Hebrew boys, knowing that God sat in that fire with you, that he's sitting right with you. Those are your only options. Because when we know that God is with us, baby, no devil in hell can come against us. None. What we say on day 3, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Greater is he that is on the inside of me. So I don't care what waves pop up. I don't care what winds come by. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So we gonna panic, or we gonna walk around in the fire knowing, baby, that God is with me. And y'all can't do nothing to me. Ever. I know today was a little longer, but y'all needed that. I needed that. Because I'm not going to allow fear to make me almost miss God. All right, baby. We'll see you tomorrow on day 5.